15 years just doing that. Can you imagine? So I mean, believe me, I want to quit some days. I can say to my guys, like, I'm leaving the band, but I cannot say it to our fans.
No. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of She's with the Band here on KNOTFEST. It is an absolute honor to welcome Tatiana from Jinjer to the podcast.
My pleasure to be here. Pleasure to see you again.
I know.
By the way.
Yeah.
Doing great. Getting ready for a new season of the shows. We're gonna play soon. In the end of April, 20s or something.
Yes. Sick New World.
Sick New World for sure. Yeah, and few shows before that that we owe to our fans from Arizona, from Wisconsin. Sorry. So somewhere else.
One of the other 50 states.
Yeah. I always forget. It's so messed up.
Well, you're in break mode right now, so you're allowed. You've been resting.
I always check my schedule before I...
For a second, when you put your hand up, I thought you wrote your schedule on your hand, and you're... I checked my schedule. I was like, oh,
I should have.
That would have been funny.
I don't have any...
It's okay.
Any script with me.
Add to the screen here. But yeah, you've been on a bit of a break. You were touring so much. It was nonstop on the road, and you're out on the West Coast in the U.S. How has it been being out here?
Woo, still adapting.
Yeah,
still adapting. Especially that, so technically I moved here in 2021. But although I moved here 3 years ago, so I'm always constantly on the road and don't have time to actually have my roots, in this city or something.
Home, right?
Yeah, because I can't call anything like home right now, because here and there. So I guess a nightliner can be called home. or an airplane, or a hotel room. So I think for me personally, it's gonna take much time to adapt.
Yeah, and I guess just some time off the road, which you do luckily have a bit this year.
I had a lot. Didn't help. Didn't help. Well, I honestly love to stay inside, to stay in my room, to be with my cat, sometimes with my husband. I love my cat so much.
Cat husband.
Yes, and if you ask anyone who has a cat, like any woman, she will prioritize a cat.
I mean, I think that is the right way to do it. And
or a dog. Yeah.
And that's something I love that you mentioned staying in, because that's something I know about you, and I definitely have in common, is that introverted side, which is funny that we've ended up in professions where we're always around people. You being on tour and performing, I just talk to people professionally. And even being out here in LA, wow, I'm exhausted. So how do you balance this of being out here but also loving your quiet time? Because I mean, everyone music is out here. A lot of music people.
Oh, really? I never go outside, basically. Yeah, I stay at home. I don't care. I don't socialize. First of all, just because it gets me tired, and it gets me really, makes me really anxious.
Yeah.
Really anxious. Ooh, I went to see Nervosa. I don't even remember how many weeks ago or something, weeks ago, let's say. Yeah. Went to see them. There was it was really great. I love the girls. We made friends, we made friends with Fefe. Some time ago. Yes. And now I had a chance to meet the rest of the band. But I didn't know why, but that night I had a huge amount of anxiety. And I really was thinking, oh my God, and it's really obvious when I have it. I'm like this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stay, but at the same time, I wanted to go home really bad.
I was joking with somebody the other day where, they call it like FOMO when you don't go somewhere that everyone else is.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I have reverse FOMO because when I go to the thing, I immediately want to go home.
I miss my cat a lot when I go. When
I do
go
love
somewhere.
Fernanda though. She's wonderful.
Yeah. And so I feel very uncomfortable when I'm a guest and I go to someone's show. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act because usually it's people come into our show and we're like hanging out in our green room.
Right. It's like, what do I do with my hands? It's someone else's room.
Yeah. And so I'm a guest. What do I do? And so I feel really like intimidated and uncomfortable and shy.
And this is something so surprising about you because anybody who maybe only knows you from seeing you on stage, it's like a totally different entity, the way that you are. Yeah. So how do you sort of balance that there's probably an expectation of, oh, this is Tatiana from Jinjer. She's so powerful and like a beast on stage. And then you also embracing the fact that you are an introvert and you enjoy your solitude and going out into these events and having to act a certain way or the expectation of it at least, because that's something I definitely balance. Maybe not well, but
before I really tried to to enter the world without any mask on my face, you know what I mean? But the society is built this way that you always have to act, sometimes pretend, sometimes be not that open,
right?
Not too much of like a sincere, too sincere, yeah. And so that's why I don't go out because I feel very shitty when I pretend or when I act, or when I hide when I don't like someone. I try to hide this feeling or something. So yeah, I stay at home in peace, and talking about like how do I balance these two entities. That's because like a person has it. A person consists of multiple personalities.
Absolutely.
So me as a professional, as a worker, right? Me as a friend, me as a spouse or husband or girlfriend or something.
Yes.
Me as a daughter or son. Me as a mom, me blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So, and we all play same roles, like those roles, at different time, So when I'm on stage, I'm a performer. So yeah, I'm fierce.
Yeah.
When I'm off stage, I'm just a girl.
A fierce girl still, may I
well,
add.
Yeah,
I think you
especially
are.
when I used to drink, I was fierce a lot.
So you've mellowed down a bit now.
Yeah. I finally came to the conclusion who I am, honestly. And with I feel like I don't want people to expect me to be some like super friendly and stuff because I'm not. I'm kind of friendly if I feel the connection.
Right.
And if I don't feel, I won't pretend. I won't even force it. So just like whatever. I'm okay like sitting in my room.
Yeah.
Even alone when everyone of my band like is having fun somewhere, like drinking or having conversation with their fellow musicians, and I don't have anyone to talk to. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Just gonna, I don't know, just gonna, as always, just like look at my phone, watch some cartoons.
What's the cartoon of choice then?
Oh, that's gonna be something very old, very vintage. I stumbled upon Pink Panther, 5 hours, 5 hour video, YouTube video.
Yeah.
And I saved it for later, from maybe if I'm on a plane, or I'm in my bunk in the nightliner and I can't sleep because that's usually what happens. I'm gonna watch that and be all a child again.
I haven't heard Pink Panther in so long. I was watching Tom and Jerry not long ago, so that's why I ask. Because, these throwback cartoons are so good.
Only throwback, dude.
Yeah.
I don't follow anything that's like any recent like cartoons or whatever. I'm not really a big fan of 3D stuff.
The hand-drawn stuff is where it's at, for
yes.
sure. Oh, I love that. I didn't know that about you. So I love when I can do an interview and learn something, because anytime I do an interview, I watch previous ones. So I'm like, I'm not going to ask the same question you've already been asked. I want to learn new things.
Yeah. Well, I checked the list, and thank you. I was like, ooh, I don't have to worry about anything.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for the list. Actually, thank you for presenting the list to our
You're welcome.
manager, because not every interviewer actually they agree to show their questions. Well, I think they want it to be like
surprise you, like an ambush. Yeah. No, I want you to feel comfortable, and I don't know. I also know you don't do a lot of interviews, so I feel really honored that you've taken this time, and I want that like kind of trust and comfort to be there.
Let me just shut those. It's actually Jinjer texting right now.
Band can wait. Or really, they can't. It's kind of the most important thing.
I go to sleep with the phone in my hand, like texting, and then I'll wake up with the phone in my hand, continuing the same exact conversation.
Wow.
Or missing out, like you open the
time
Telegram,
zones, right?
Yeah, you open up the Telegram chat, and they're like, there can be a fucking, I don't know how many, like I would be lucky if it's just 50 messages unread.
That's a good day.
Sometimes more.
Well, it's good to hear you all are so involved in what you do, though. Clearly, always.
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I did want to ask, too, because, like I said, you haven't done a lot of interviews at the moment. I know it's kind of a quiet time for Jinjer, though. But ultimately, you are quite private on social media. You don't share a ton of your personal life. And in an era where oversharing and doing tons of interviews and all of that is so normal, why do you feel it's important to kind of protect your peace and your space and control the narrative around you and Jinjer?
Yeah. I've never been a social media girl. I actually before last year, I tried to post every single day, like one post a day. But dude, like honestly, I feel like constant, like sometimes there's nothing happening, there's no news, no nothing. I don't go anywhere, just
watching Pink Panther.
Just like one day is just doing nothing. I'm wearing my pajamas with greasy hair. And it was like, what am I gonna post? I'm not gonna post anything. And then a day after and then like this year, I almost don't post anything at all.
Yeah. Well, I did love when you posted with like Elisa from Arch Enemy. When you're out with friends and stuff, it's cool. But like there's not stuff happening every day.
Honestly, this year I even forget to post. That's how far I went to be anti-social, anti-media. Yeah, and anti-social media.
Yeah.
But once I meet with my guys, there's gonna be a lot of posts. It's just because they are all revolving around music, not around my personal life.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I can post my cat, not my husband.
You should have just become a fan account for your cat. Maybe.
I don't like that too. I don't like when this. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, sometimes I post flowers because I love flowers, or like a bush, or grass. Like I sometimes I go for a walk in the morning to a park, and I breathe and I don't film anything around me. Only if I find a very tiny little flower. I'm gonna post it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I get very weird with my stories sometimes because I love things that almost no one loves.
Well, your nails. You've been posting your nails too, which have been fun.
Yeah,
and they look great today,
Yes,
by the way.
I lost right like yesterday before bed. I lost one.
Man
And it's
down.
Like, I'm gonna be. It's not good.
Well.
Yeah, so I do my nails myself. So that's why they kind of like they need a lot of improvement. My technique needs a lot of improvement because this is not all right. Yeah.
I mean, you're getting there. It's better than mine, so you know. But the thing with the fact that you kind of seldomly post on social media is obviously you've rose to metal stardom. I'm going to put it that way because people are kind of foaming at the mouth to know about you. All the blogs are trying to learn more about you. And your role of who you are as a front woman has changed so drastically from your days of being an underground band to what Jinjer has become. And with that, has that changed sort of the responsibility or the role you feel as someone in the public eye, you know, now that people really look up to you?
I guess I have to. Although I don't want to be a role model, I don't want because I'm not perfect, guys. I need a role model myself. But since it is what it is, yes, I feel a lot of responsibility. So that's why I don't post.
Is it kind of an anxious thing?
Yes, it's anxious thing. It's a big filter in my head. Although I want sometimes to post something that I will be probably canceled for. But yeah, no. Because before I post something that is going to affect someone's life, well, it's too big. I mean, the sentence is too loud. Not affect someone's life, but, you know, like maybe just to affect someone's thinking, maybe change their thinking. And, I will think twice or thrice, you know. And if I still think that way, I will post it. If I don't think that way, I will not. So before I comment, I actually never comment anything. Only go girl. Only that. That's it. I mean, I don't want to get involved in any kind of stupid arguments and conflicts and drama, especially.
Yeah, because I imagine, especially for you, everything's under a microscope that you say.
Yeah,
people will look at every word.
Absolutely, I remember.
That's scary.
Yeah, absolutely. So, coming back to posting in social media, I remember I posted a picture from mine and Alex's wedding, and my foot was so like banded. You know, I was standing with my husband, and I was wearing high heels, and my foot was like very on the side, and it was like this, like so weirdly banded. I banded it, yeah. And people started like, "Oh my God, what's with your foot? Oh, did you break it?" And blah blah blah. So no one actually, like some people congratulated
That's what
me.
I'm thinking. Like, where are the congratulations?
It's wedding, and like, oh my God, you have a mariachi band behind us and stuff. But people saw only a weirdly positioned foot. And I said, no more internet. Internet is evil. That's my point.
Well,
That's
it's a
why
good thing this podcast is going on the internet. Hey, guys.
Yeah, social media is
Yes, it's tough. It's really tough. Do you think there are certain like messages or things that as a band you feel are important enough to take that leap for? Or do you sort of leave it more within the lyrics?
Within the lyrics. Lyrics is my platform where I spread my wings and try to prove my point, or try to predict something, or try to warn people. I'm really bad at speaking publicly, you know.
Well, you seem like you're doing a good job right now.
I mean, in the different ways.
Well,
when I'm
hear
on
you.
a stage, if I go to for example, to a park or to a square, and I had to manifest things,
Yeah.
I won't be able to do that.
And that's so interesting because you have the courage on stage to sing and scream the way you do, but to speak is different for you then.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Nowadays, like with a sober mind, it's even harder because the courage. Oh my God, the courage is not there. It's not available in a bottle. It's now you have to find something from the inside. And I'm not a very courageous person, but who knows? Like we don't know our own potential. So
yeah, and it's so, I don't know, I suppose refreshing, but also surprising to hear you speak like this, because prior to meeting you the first time, I saw you on this pedestal. And I guess to an extent I still do, because you're an incredible front woman, and I think just one of the best right now. But at the end of the day, you're a human. You are a person. And I think it's almost made me adore you even more to see this side of you, because it's so nuanced. People who may not know you or meet you don't see this.
Yeah, I think sincerity, the honesty, being vulnerable, that's courage.
100%. And people misunderstand that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I sometimes say some things in my interviews that then I feel very uncomfortable, and my Eugene, our bass player, is like, he's like, whoa, you don't have to say that, I have no filter when I talk about like myself, and I open up.
Yeah. Eugene is so different in interviews as well. He's very to the point. Yes. I remember speaking to him, I was like, whoa. He's phenomenal though. I mean, everyone in your band is.
But when we are together doing an interview with him, it's absolutely like it's black and white.
Yes.
We collide into something very weird. But I try to joke this like weird, awkward jokes. I create awkward situation where he feels uncomfortable and I feel uncomfortable, but everybody laughs.
Yeah, it's well, I suppose you balance each other out in a way, because in the band you bring the poetic, the artistic, the lyrics, and then he's like a very technical bass player. So it's interesting that also translates in your interviews.
Yeah, he's
very
serious.
Incredible though, but yes.
Yeah, he's very serious. I sometimes feel a little dorky.
Please.
And that's why in a good way. Like, I mean, I like to be dorky.
Yeah. And, thinking of all of this, I loved the last time that we spoke. We talked about Frida Kahlo, Amy Winehouse, Alice in Chains, my favorite band, who you also really love. And there was something to be said about the way that those artists, although they're all very different, one of which isn't even a musician, they all put their soul into their work. And I sort of saw this parallel with you in the way that you write your lyrics also has that poetic nature, and it's very personal and autobiographical. How do you feel that looking up to artists such as them has shaped and created your identity as a lyricist?
I'm a lyricist not by my choice. I had to become a lyricist, and I don't know. I think being an artist behind everyone's. Let me just try to. I try to figure it out. So let's say Frida Kahlo, she was active as an artist in 30s or something. Imagine there's no internet, no television. No, I guess the television just started appearing somewhere, but not in Mexico. Or maybe.
I can't fact check right now, but it definitely isn't as prominent as now.
The TV just started to get into people's life, let's say so. And there's no one is behind your back, breathing into your ear, like, I like this, I don't like this. No one really criticizes your art, only you and maybe your loved ones that you show your art to. I guess it's easy. It's very easy when low amount of technical, like the low amount of devices helps a lot to be an honest artist. Alice in Chains. Well, the golden years of grunge music, and like for me, like let's say heavy music, like rock music and heavier, golden ages for me personally. And also, no one ever had to knock into your door and say, "Hey, you suck." Right now, it's very available. Just you send a message. You even can find like my email and text me. Oh, I get a lot of weird emails. That's why I had to remove my email from. But you know, who saw that? They probably saved it, so they have a.
That's invasive.
And yeah, well, I didn't answer. A lot of stuff like really creepy, really. Whatever. And right now, basically right now, our managers sent me the email that here we go again. There's one more dude, like a scammer. They created my account somewhere on Facebook because I removed my Facebook too. That's why people create fake accounts because I'm not there anymore. And so they create their accounts. They're like some new email addresses, and they text our fans, trying to scam them, like become our VIP fan, blah blah blah, have an access to talk to me, Tatiana, and la 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 la, probably for some amount of money.
Unreal.
So right now I am here to use your
Yes,
platform.
please. Please.
You guys, I don't have Facebook page. I don't have a Twitter page. I only have Instagram that you probably know me. I have a blue check that nowadays is easy to get, you know, I just have to pay. But I got my for free by owning it. So it proves that this is me.
Yes.
And TikTok that I don't really use much. So 2 social media platforms that I use. Nothing else. So please, and I never text personally
And you
to
wouldn't
anyone.
ask for money either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So please don't be hooked.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lane Staley didn't have to deal with this.
Yeah, you know, he had to deal with a lot of really like fucked up things.
Yeah.
Right? And still be able to write songs. So right now I have to, like, can you imagine? I have to deal with scammers, creeps, that have to post regularly on a regular basis on my Instagram. So then I have to deal with taxes. Then I have to deal with that and this and my green card and stuff. So I have this little for being an artist, like actually for my purpose is to just to write lyrics and sing them.
Right.
I'm so behind right now with writing lyrics, and I warned my guys like so stressed, so overwhelmed that I'm not be able to write this song that we were to at least to get a really rough draft, the rough sketch or rough demo of one song, like maybe first single from a new album. At least get this, but nope.
Well, that's the thing. Stress and creativity are like oil and water.
Yeah,
They don't go together.
It doesn't work with me. Well, but you know, when the deadline is coming, and everybody knows that, like I've been talking, like every single time we release a new album, I say this, like, deadlines push me so hard, like I just have to write. So I get this like stream of consciousness, basically.
Well, you
Conscious.
Consciousness.
Consciousness.
You had
yeah.
it.
Stream of consciousness is just, I write down whatever the bullshit is in my head.
Yeah. Well, they do say that that's really good, is just writing the stream of consciousness on paper and then see what comes out.
Yeah, and then you build it. Like, at least you have to have like little bricks to build build a poem or whatever it is, just lyrics. Yeah. And, when I don't have anything to write, I just write. Basically different languages.
I mean, your lyrics
Mostly in
are so beautiful when you do have the time and space to write them. And they're really, like I said, is something poetic about your work, the same way as those artists I mentioned. Is there a certain lyric or song that you are just most proud of or you feel is most representative of you?
Yeah. Yesterday I was talking to my mom, and we spent like 2 or 3 hours just talking about everything, basically. And so we came to a conclusion after all that we said before to each other. So we came to the conclusion that she told me, so never open up to strangers or like to unknown people or to people you know or whatever. Just please stay like self-reserved a little bit, like never open up to the fullest, like don't give your heart to anyone. You say, hey mom, did you, like, of course she doesn't know that, but I told her that I have a song written just with the same actually ideas and the same words. And this song is Pearls and Swine, but as my mom doesn't speak English, doesn't understand, so she never actually like take a chance to get acquainted with my lyrics. So just like whatever, like people don't really get. I'm pretty sure that the rest of my guys, like except of Eugene, he actually reads my lyrics. The rest of them, they don't get.
Well, thanks, Eugene, for trying.
Yeah. So I mean, and yeah, so I'm really proud of this song, Pearls and Swine.
And it's a bit of a deep cut, too. You know, everybody's waiting for you to say Pisces, which we love that song. And I know that one's personal to you, too. But it's nice to hear one that maybe some fans aren't as acquainted with.
Absolutely. I love, first of all, I love this song in general. I love the melody and the lyrics and Pausing Death. Pausing Death was also awesome. Kind of really hard to listen to because it's pure technical, progressive, I don't know. But the lyrics are pretty cool. I was inspired by a book after reading a book that I was given by my friend. I was shocked, and so I just only took the part of the book that I really liked because it ended up being a romantic story. And that's like, fuck no.
None of that.
And so I picked only the part that I liked. And so try to like something translate the idea into the song. There was not so many rhymes in there because first of all, if you people hear the song, I mean you heard it before because it's released. Pausing Death, really hard. So it's honestly like a poem without a rhyme. It has its rhyme. It has its rhythm, but not many rhymes there. But in the singing parts, it's really cool. I mean, I love it. And also Noah. Damn, so proud of the song.
I'm gonna go re-listen to all of them.
Please
really
do.
closely.
And
now.
also, if you want to, like, if you're not familiar with the whole legend, like the biblical story about Noah,
right?
First, just like read that and maybe listen to the song because I have another ending for the story in the song. Yeah,
Interesting.
I changed.
This is so great because I wanted to ask you about non-music inspirations, and you've just led me straight into it because of all the literature. And what prompted it was you compared one of your outfits to Dark Matter in Outer Space the last time we spoke, and I was like, interesting. So hit me. What are some of your like non-music inspirations?
Okay, let's see. So I love with my eyes. I love watching, not so much with listening. And so anything like, reading. I read a lot. Well, not a lot. Who am I kidding? I don't read a lot.
I'm the
Let's say
same
I
way.
spend an hour a day
Yeah, that's
reading, and
great.
it's whatever it is. Like earlier this year, I was reading 2 books simultaneously. One at a time. So I spend like 2 hours in the morning or at noon reading like philosophy, and then before bed reading prose, like like literature.
Right.
Literature. Yeah. Now I'm just broke it down into just one book. Yeah.
That's
I read
still more than most.
poetry. I wanted to say pottery. Poetry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard. I realized that I really love prose a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
great.
because poetry is really personal, and you cannot understand what another person like wants to say in full, in like fully. Yeah. So yeah, movies, books, my personal experience, the stories that happened to me, my inspiration.
Of course.
That's probably the biggest trigger. I'm very like easy to start worrying about stuff.
Same.
Have a lot of things in my mind that I like develop in my head, making them, like we say, like making an elephant out of a fly.
I get that for sure. Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I guess that's it.
All kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
all
they do
kinds of
say
things.
the more you read, the better of a writer you become. So I suppose this practice is.
I hope so, because
yeah.
I honestly, I read out loud to develop my skills of oral speech.
Clever.
Didn't work. I mean, I guess, but maybe at some point, because it's too early to say. Yeah. And so I always read out loud to develop my skills in speech, to maybe improve my like vocal, like my voice sound.
Yes.
Yeah, to improve that. And I just like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I need to loop back a little bit because you're talking about, at the moment struggling, but you're working on new music, and that's really exciting because it's the first since Wallflowers in 2021, I believe. It's been
so.
3 years.
3 years, yeah, it's time.
We're waiting over here, us Jinjer fans.
I know.
And I know the live album's coming. I want to ask about that too. And that's exciting in its own right.
Yeah.
But like new. So how are you seeing this maybe being different from Wallflowers? You've had a lot of time.
It's going to be different, first of all, because I feel that the music differs a lot. And to my mind, I won't say how many songs there. I guess it's 12 or even 15. Let's say it's 13. I don't remember, but they all have, not all of them, but half of them at least, they have like similarity in them. They're similar to each other, or they remind me. They have this like concept within.
Right.
Without any lyrics, they still sound like they belong to one box, like
They're cohesive, yes.
yes, exactly. They are like asserted, not asserted, but they are set of songs. And I already think about all the. I'm not even thinking about like the lyrics. No, I think about the topics and stuff, but I think about the booklets or the cover, or even like the music videos and what I'm gonna wear there. And it has a certain flavor to me that, I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it has this flavor of a 19th century.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's very romanticism, of the 19th century.
Yeah. You mean in terms of aesthetics?
Yes, if you listen to it, you will think, oh, it's like when you listen to Muse,
Yes.
you feel he was inspired by a lot of classical composers, obviously. So does our music. Our new music has this flavor, and I'm so excited because before we were like so into like spaceships and stuff. In terms of lyrics or in terms of like my
vortex.
Vision. Yeah. But now, what is more futuristic than being kicked back to 19th century?
Time travel.
Yeah. Time travel.
Uh-oh.
Right now we're cooking something you don't even understand it, but right now you give me a lot of ideas, and maybe I'm inspired. Yeah. Right.
Where does she find her inspiration? This podcast.
It's crazy. You
Cool.
see, that's where it starts. Usually when I'm find something interesting, like a phrase or a sentence.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what language. As soon as I understand this,
If
type
you
it
want to
down.
write something down, you can.
I type it. As my phone is over there.
We can.
But
edit it.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember.
We got it.
Yeah.
It's also recorded.
Yeah. And so I always write it down into my phone, to my notes. And I have like a lot, so much, and every album. So I use them all. Then I delete it and start a new note sheet.
So where did this 19th century thing come from? Were you listening to certain things?
Yes,
or?
I was listening. I guess it started in winter. I bought a book, Nutcracker. Before Christmas, I bought a book, like very tiny little one. I went to. I always remember the bookstore, like your biggest bookstore.
Barnes and Noble?
Yes. And went there and bought really like two books. One Nutcracker, the Nutcracker, and the second one is just tales of like Christmas tales or something. So I read Nutcracker, and I was listening, of course, to Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker.
Well, of course.
And then I just was stuck there into, like, I listened to whole Tchaikovsky basically.
So
And
how does
then-
this get turned into metal then? This is fascinating.
I guess it has direct connection, but I cannot explain it.
That's probably a
It's
Eugene
very
thing.
metal, I guess. Yeah, everyone says it. Like, who was it? Like Mozart or Beethoven? They were metal.
Yeah.
Some of them. So I'm not
Yes.
saying that I'm very like really like, no, I'm not like boasting. Don't say
please.
that I'm a professional. Now I know everything about classical music, but I started getting into classical music, and actually it started last summer. We were driving like our van through like woods, and the weather was so gloomy, and I was looking, like scrolling into my Spotify. I was like, I'm sick of this. I want something new. And there was many people know I don't listen to metal anymore.
Right.
Since maybe 2015 or 16 or 17. So, long years. And now I found myself in classical music. So basically, if you listen to, like, I found a really good Spotify playlist that's called Dark Academia playlist. That's where you find all the, it's not gothic, there's nothing vampire-y. Well, I mean,
I
maybe
suppose it's gothic in the
but it's-
traditional way.
Yeah, but it's more very nostalgic, very melancholic music.
Yes.
That's what I love
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah. I suppose that's the European showing as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's wonderful though. And so, okay, I know you may not have like a date. I'm not trying to squeeze that out of you, but is there sort of a time frame where we may hear any of this? Because now I'm so curious.
Gosh, yeah.
Or is it
Well,
still very much in the
I'm
works?
telling you that I cannot say, because you see, I ruined our first single. I didn't keep my promise that I'm gonna do it by the time that we start this little tour right here in April. Well, I didn't accomplish it, so I don't know. But in the end of May, I'm going to Europe to record my
Wonderful.
not yet written lyrics.
Well, you have a little bit of time.
I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I did it for years. Been doing this for years. Yeah, so I'll be fine. So just for just a little snack for you.
I will
Just a
catch
little-
it.
Yeah, in May or in June. Basically, the whole June is gonna be spent by recording vocals.
Very exciting.
And then here and there, blah, blah, blah. Some music videos, of course. Mm-hmm. I guess by the end, maybe, of 2024. We'll see.
We'll see.
Honestly, I forgot.
I will be eagerly awaiting whenever it is. And I am very excited for you. And in the meantime, the thing that is announced is a live album. And I've had the honor and the pleasure of seeing you perform. And my God, one of the best live bands right now, I think. I mean,
thank you so much.
unreal.
Even if it's not true.
Hey,
I'm
hey.
really flattered.
No, I'm serious. I'm such a snob where I'm like, I don't really go to shows that much anymore. And I went and bought a ticket and I was there the first time
Thank
we
you so
aligned and I
much.
could be in
Well,
Orlando.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
Every person counts
What?
to our shows. Like, oh.
And I think there's also something to be said that I never want to go to a show and hear a copy paste of a recording. And so when I saw you all live, there was like a different energy. It felt like it was just cutting right through me. It was so powerful. And I know that didn't happen overnight. You all have been working your butts off. You've been touring nonstop.
Yeah.
So what are some of the like habits or the practices, or how have you built your way up to be, in my opinion, like the best live metal band right now?
Well, first of all, not to give up, of course. Not to let yourself not to let yourself have a breakdown, mental breakdown, or if you have it, just finish it, right now. I mean, just let it out, I've been punching walls when I'm already like so exhausted,
Right.
Like I've been throwing things, yelling, and it helps. Like with me, like I'd better do that than hold it inside and then just like crack
Right.
on the stage. Can you imagine it? No, but been there. And I don't want that to happen again. And then stick together with band. Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, we risked so much for that, what we had. Mm-hmm. We don't see any other way.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing since 2009.
I mean,
I guess
15-year anniversary, right?
Yeah,
You're celebrating
I guess.
15 years.
Is it? Great.
Oh, that's what your Instagram post said.
Yeah. 15 years just doing that. Can you imagine? So, I mean, it's just coming naturally. Believe me, I want to quit some days. Mm-hmm. But then you're just, you have to go and perform, You cannot just say it I can say it to my guys, I'm leaving the band. But I cannot say it to our fans.
No, yeah.
So, I mean, like, all right. And everything is just like all the clouds are,
they part.
Yeah, they part. The sun's shining on stage. And, the situation changes really quickly. And then you think, it's just a mood swing. It wasn't serious. So, just try not to lose your mind. That's the secret.
Yeah. Are there is punching the wall the go-to practice then for keeping the sanity?
Yeah.
Just release.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you meet a lot of people. Some of them are stupid. Some of them are like very ignorant, arrogant, and you're losing your shit basically. Mm-hmm. And well, you cannot lose your shit on someone, you know.
No,
So you
that
lose
that
it.
ends up in the tabloids real quick.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
lose your shit in the bathroom, yelling, fuck.
Well, the good news is people probably think you're just warming up your vocals. They're not going to think anything of it. Oh, she's just screaming.
Yeah.
The usual.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I suppose also, that discipline comes from the risk of everything you've given
Yeah.
up and how far you've come.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
keeps you grounded, I'm sure.
Yeah, I let myself a lot of I don't control my emotions when I'm alone. No, fuck that. I don't want to end up in the hospital because every bad energy that you hold inside is gonna kick your ass later.
For sure.
In a form of really serious disease. I let myself cry, yell, curse. Sometimes I can punch someone, but a little bit.
Nicely.
Yeah.
No, it's so true, though. The
and
release is
then
important.
It's just the mood is changes. You have constant relief, and then you're all good and fluffy.
Yeah. and thinking too on this live album, obviously the energy is so visceral. Once you've let it all out, you get on stage, you have a great time, and it sounds so different from a studio recording. I am a professional listener, but I'm not a professional musician. So I want to know for you what you feel gets added into a live album that just cannot possibly be conveyed in a recording. What makes this unique to you?
Oh my God. I don't know. I have no answer to that because honestly, I was never a fan of live performances. In my head, what I remember, what I would listen to is, of course, Unplugged. All the bands that did Unplugged. Even Lauryn Hill. I was listening to Lauryn Hill, Unplugged, and I had it before many years. I just downloaded it, and loved it. But then I didn't realize that it was Unplugged because I just downloaded it illegally.
Hello, LimeWire, maybe? Was that
No,
what
it was in Ukraine.
Oh,
so
true.
It's
No
different.
one
One cares. Yeah.
in the deep web. But
yeah. But I don't remember if it said that Unplugged or something. I guess it said Unplugged, but I didn't see that it was MTV or something.
I see, yeah.
So these are the only ones that I listen to when it comes to live performances. And that's it. Or maybe during the show.
Yeah.
Love it. I don't know how, but I guess people there are huge fans. They really love listening to live performances, especially when they don't have a chance to go to come to a concert, right? And you somehow don't go to their city to play.
Right.
So let's say but right now, people just filming all the during the concert.
But the quality of this is
yes,
amazing.
Of course.
Yeah, it's different.
Of course.
Sure.
So it's really great. We had live in Melbourne, Australia, the first time we ever came to Australia.
So cool.
This is special. And I know there's gonna be you have a question then about my Milestones.
Yes.
Or we missed it. Or I don't remember.
I'm just bouncing around.
Yeah. This is our milestone.
Yeah.
Coming to a country or a continent to perform for the first time.
Yes.
Have such a great feedback. It's a milestone. Australia. For an ordinary Ukrainian person, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. Well, I know even the first I was watching it this morning, this very old interview you had done, and I think it was right after your first U.S. tour, and you had said what a dream it was when you were 13 years old to come to the U.S.
Yep.
And so how crazy is that?
Yeah.
It's cool, now you live here. How about Australia?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was 15, so, I guess I was 13 or something, or 14, so I didn't really know anything about America and how, and plus the times changed since 2000, and now for people living here, 2000s are way in the history, back in history. So I wasn't like, I was so in love with the Friends show, you know. So for me, going to New York was something like, oh my God. And I really had a dream when me and my mom went to New York for shopping. Had a dream, yeah. But yeah, about the live album. So I don't know how it is like to enjoy it, you know.
Wow. We'll see the feedback.
What a nice,
no,
what
you're
a
good.
nice, what a nice promotion of our album. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were into it, that's great. That's great. Yeah. I mean, as a teenager, I never really saw any bands, you know. So that's why I don't feel anything towards like live music. I don't feel excited. Just I saw. Let me tell you, when I was maybe 20 or something, I saw Soulfly in Kiev. And right now I saw Metallica.
Of course.
And of course I saw Jinjer, I saw Deftones. I was absolutely amazed.
Yes.
But it's only happened when I was 20, or when I was 35.
Yeah,
34.
so it's just a different perspective for you, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I would probably, this is my last question, I know we have to wrap up, but I couldn't possibly end an interview with you without asking, because my favorite conversation about you is people wondering how you do it as a vocalist. How does she scream like that? It's just the constant conversation. So I do feel I would like to do my best to try and figure out the secret for you all. So do you feel like your talent as a vocalist is something you were born with? Because I know you've sang almost your whole life and always wanted to do this. Or do you feel like it's something you had to practice and work for?
I had to practice, still practicing. I wasn't born with that, that's for sure. You know, I love experimenting. Mm-hmm. I love discovering things by myself without any base knowledge, you know?
Right.
Like from scratch. I love to gain knowledge from scratch.
So were you sort of self-taught then?
I was self-taught. When I started doing that, I started actually like getting interested in that. There was at least I didn't know any teachers,
right,
who would teach that kind of extreme vocals. So I just tried and did it myself. It was ugly.
I was going to say, were you always this powerful?
No, it was ugly. And people that do it in a traditional way, girls like this, it's ugly. Right. You don't do this.
I mean, you would hurt yourself. Yeah.
Oh my God, I hated myself for sounding so stupid and cringe. Well, come on, I was 17, I guess, or 15, 16. Yes, let's say 17. Yeah. And so, little by little, I needed a very loud music. And basically, I needed a rehearsal, needed practice with musicians to actually realize that I'm moving somewhere. If you ask me to do it right now, I wouldn't even, if you pay me or something, I wouldn't do it because, no, you don't do it. You need loud music. You need vibrations.
Context, yes.
I always watch. There are so many people, good coaches, who can teach you how to work, and I'm so amazed. Zero effort. Mm-hmm. I don't see even their veins.
Right. It just comes out.
Yeah. Zero. Squinch. What do you say?
Squinting.
Squinting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's easy. For me, it was really long process. Still doing that. Still, and I wish I could master more techniques.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say Melissa Cross, master vocal coach, when asked if she could work with anyone, she said you, but that you don't need her. So funny enough, I could connect y'all. I will link this up.
Please.
Yes. But thank you so much, Tatiana. Absolute honor. Like this has been.
Is it 2 hours already?
It's been a whole hour. Yeah, I'm getting told I'm gone overtime, but I could just sit and talk to you all day.
Me too, because I was told that it's gonna be 60 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it's past?
No, 120 minutes. That's what I was told.
Yeah, we're chilling. We're good. But this has been so good. I mean, this has been the most requested on She's of the Band. I feel like this podcast has always been just a fan club for you. So the fact that you're here, it's like about time.
Thank you. Well, that was a pleasure.
Yeah,
pleasure.
likewise.
Thank you for all the questions.
Of course.
Absolutely. You guys invite me more.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Always
anytime.
open.
All around the US. Just please come over to our shows. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about something new. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of things to tell you. Some weird stuff.
Let's go. Well, they will be around too soon. Thank you so much. And everybody, yes? Sorry?
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Are you going to be in Sick New World?
Probably not.
No?
In my dreams, I will be.
Oh.
Maybe. We'll find out. I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. Because I thought maybe, like, since you're here.
Oh, no. But everybody's watching. If you are going to Sick New World, say hello to Tatiana and ask her some questions on my behalf. And subscribe here on KNOTFEST every other week. She's with the band. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.